Basically, I'm just going to use two words. The first word is money, and the second word is politics. The money side, say 1 is on Columbus Avenue down near the West Side Market, near West Side. It was founded in 1903. We have $1.25 million in the bank. We have no assessments that were back due on, $200 in total debts. Father Lajak has been a tremendous pastor. He took an old Slovak parish that was in decline and has made it now a parish with about 750 people, 350 families, of which half are non-geographic parishioners. One of our parishioners comes every Sunday from Pennsylvania to worship.
From Pennsylvania.
We are, every building on the property is in impeccable condition. Every building is leased except the church and the rectory. It's leased to a community school, generates quite a bit of money for the parish. That takes care of the money side. The politics side really has to do with the clustering process. Our cluster committee chairman was Jim Armstrong, who is the bishop's right-hand man when it comes to packing up and closing the churches. We were involved with St. Patrick's on Bridge, which I believe to be one of the oldest Irish parishes in the city. We were involved with the community of St. Malachy's, which is certainly the most politically active group in the city, and St. Malachy's Church itself. Believe it or not, notwithstanding these odds, the cluster committee recommendation was that we stay open and merge with the community of St. Malachy's. Father Sugar, who runs St. Malachy's, wrote a letter objecting to the cluster process and the cluster determination. He happened to sit on the appellate board that reviewed the cluster recommendations. That's the politics side of this thing. I really don't want to burden you with any more information. I think our story is very consistent with thousands of other stories.
That is coming together here that really is just so annoying is we are an ethnic city, a polarized ethnic community, and he is destroying every ethnic parish that is in this city.
Right.
And when they talk about the African American parishes, I join that too. He's just destroying everything.
Well, the thing too about it, we are being suppressed so that we don't have any place to go. I mean, I suggested to Father Lajak that maybe we could do something with St. Patrick's on Bridge, because they were very kind to us, very receptive when they had an open house during the clustering process. And he said he just didn't think the older Slovaks would go there, even though it's only 1.5 miles away. It looks like these folks are just going to be abandoned in the inner city.
Thank you.
Of the parishes that are closed, or that are being closed, there are still 40 priests in the diocese who are under the old jurisdiction that they are appointed for life. And this bishop wants to change that they will be on a
6 years.
Right, 6-year tenure.
That's Lenin. That's his playbook.
He is trying to destroy their credibility as once they are unassigned, then he doesn't ever have to.
Okay, if I may, there are lots of important things to pick up on, and at least in Boston, this was one of the few sunny days in the month of June. There's been a very rich stream of very important things that have been said. I do not propose to try to pick up on every single point, but so much of it, frankly, is compelling to me and resonates. I'm going to go through this stuff very quickly. On the subject of ethnic parishes, or to use the right terminology, personal parishes, not to be confused with the territorial parishes. My wife will tell you I'm no model of political correctness, so I'm going to let fly and let the chips fall where they may. The Boston process with 83 in the death list could also be viewed as parish ethnic cleansing. And this came out of your ordinary, and I'll be careful, some of my best friends are Irish, but in the Archdiocese of Boston, and this is recognized in Rome, and I've had this meeting face-to-face with a senior archbishop, there is well recognized in certain northeastern American dioceses an ethnocentricity that goes to the Emerald Isle. And to paraphrase a terrible saying that we used to see in Boston, no non-Irish need apply. We have seen in Boston, which is dominantly the two I's, Italy and Ireland, we have seen in Boston, which is not the wonderful, diverse area that you guys are, Irish, French, Canadian, German, Polish, Lithuanian, and Lebanese parishes tossed under the bus. And beyond, Slovak, Slovene, Hungarian, Croatian. And it continues. In the Archdiocese of New York, the 10th or 11th consecutive Archbishop from the Emerald Isle. Now, you can make too much of this, but going back to the turn of the 20th century with these immigrant communities, they could not be heard in their own language, and it was Rome that imposed on the American bishops this formula of the personal parish, which in canon law is recognized something with a common theme, ethnicity or language being the most obvious. And over the last century, it is very clear in many dioceses that there is a cultural hostility within the leadership of the diocese towards people from these other places that we have difficulty spelling or pronouncing. And why can't they do it our way? This has been very visible in Boston. And it's no accident that out in Springfield, Massachusetts, there is one of the most flourishing parishes in the Berkshires, St. Stanislaus Kostka, which I'm proud to say has been in vigil since Christmas. And their numbers have grown because of the hostility towards this jewel of a parish, which is now closed. And the other parish in downtown Adams, Massachusetts, literally cannot pick up the slack. Now, a few things very quickly. On one of the earliest interventions, and I've seen this in New York City and also in Boston, there's a deliberate move away from the inner cities and the barrios. Follow the flock to the suburbs. Yeah, let's do that. And let's, with this influx of new Americans, Hispanics, and our inner cities, where parishes can be a stabilizing, life-saving influence. Let's go out to the country clubs, right? That's where we should be. Nice move there, Dick. Just a few other things in sequence. ADA compliance. A religious denomination is exempt. It is a horror on northeastern cities with ice on the streets in the winter, in East Boston, in Charlestown, to ask the elderly to go an extra 2 or 3 miles into a blankety-blank church that is not ADA compliant. There ought to be a law. Yeah, there is a law, but guess who is exempt from it? Religious denominations. One thing about suppressed parishes or merged parishes, again, we in Boston and the veterans, we've got the good numbers. We've sampled, and we keep looking at this. Within a year of suppressing a parish, or merging a parish where there is an express objective to croak one of the 2 parishes, because mergers are mostly disguised as suppressions. Within 1 year, 30 to 40% of formerly registered parishioners disappear. Yep. In 2 ways. Within the first 2 months, and then those who hang on by the end of the first year, it ain't worth it. Now, the last canon in the Code of Canon Law emphasizes that the fundamental responsibility of a diocesan bishop is salus animarum, salvation of souls. And here, by the tens of thousands, and soon by the hundreds of thousands, Catholics are being thrown away like used Kleenex. Cluster process, let's not beat a dead horse. But, the word evil was used. Dick Lennon pioneered this process in Boston. For many Catholics, it has been one of the worst experiences in their lives. Neighbors who no longer talk to one another. And this, thank you, Dick, is a man-made disaster. It was deliberate. And the word evil is not too strong. to describe the author of something that pitted Catholic brothers and sisters against one another in a